NASA's historic moonshot pad is back in business, carrying supplies for the International Space Station.
The human programmers never taught us to recognize the year 2000.
If the safety seal of this program has been tampered with, return it to your store manager for a full refund.
Mommy and Daddy want you to know that just because we are getting divorced, that does not mean that we don't love you anymore.
On the challenge of health care and health reform, we have reached the time to decide.
This is easily as good as a Tuesday show.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
What?
You've actually been texting for the past 5 minutes.
An explosion in teenage text messaging.
Teens send and receive more than 1,700 messages every month. 32,000 a month?
38,000.
I think you're texting too much. Why do you text so much?
It's just a way of communication.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Showtime.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to NSS. This is the Reynolds Report. The always reliable Star magazine claims Angelina Jolie is quietly hooking up with Jared Leto. She has apparently had a crush on the Suicide Squad star for years and decided to explore that after her split from Brad Pitt. The source claims Jared reached out to Angie after she filed for divorce papers in September. The word is they spoke several times on the phone before meeting up in LA for dinner, and they've been seeing each other whenever they can since. Gather round, everybody, as I'm about to drop some knowledge on you. Potato chips were a mistake, or at least that's how the legend goes. The story is that a chef named George Crumb was frustrated with a customer who kept complaining his fried potatoes were too thick. Eventually, chef sliced the potatoes razor thin, fried them to a crisp, and served them with extra salt. To his surprise, the customer loved them, and potato chips were born. Also a mistake, asking the internet to name your product. Lay's Potato Chips is currently asking the internet to name its new chip flavor, and as in the past, no one is taking the stunt seriously. We know how this goes. Ask the public to name something for you, and you're going to end up with a police dog named Mr. Spaghetti or a new ship named Bodie McBoatface. Tiny houses are all the rage, and a tiny house might sound like a good idea at first, but things don't always turn out great in the end. Check out the new show, Tiny House Hunters, 1 year later.
The tiny house craze is sweeping the nation.
I never thought 250 square feet could be so big.
It's so adorable. Let's get it.
But sooner or later, the fact you're living in a shed with a closet the size of a suitcase and a bathroom with a shower you can't turn around in will catch up with you. So HGTV presents Tiny House Hunters 1 year later.
Honey, it's your turn to let the dog out.
Okay. Oh, you can't even sit up in this stupid loft.
Once happy, idealistic young couples realize there's a downside to downsizing.
Oh my gosh, what died in here?
Hey, I can't help it. The bathroom is a foot away from the stinking kitchen.
Tiny House Hunters 1 year later.
That's it. I want a divorce.
Fine. Who gets the house?
You do.
Oh, no. You do.
No, you.
No. You're getting the house.
No, I don't want it. You can have it.
Tiny House Hunters on HGTV. And coming soon from the creators of Property Brothers, it's Property Conjoined Twins.
President Trump took office 1 month ago. Wow, it's hard to believe the past few years have only been a month. There have been 50 lawsuits filed against Donald Trump since he became president. Trump would like to point out that all of the lawsuits were made in America. A Pink Floyd reunion is in the works. I don't think that's what Donald Trump meant when he said he wanted the wall, but whatever. New DNA analysis has scientists believing that the ancient Mexican Aztec civilization was brought down by salmonella. The outbreak began during a national feast day at the Aztec temple of the god Chipotle. New study finds that music affects a person the same way drugs do. For example, there are clinics in Canada that offer 12-step programs to help people break free of Nickelback. A grade school kid in Florida was busted for throwing an object and hitting President Trump's motorcade. There were 4 other kids involved, but obviously they could run much faster. The Swedish government is upset that President Trump characterized Sweden as crippled by a rising crime rate. A Swedish spokesman said, "That's not true. After all, our leader wasn't the one whose motorcade was attacked by children." Time for Nobody Gives This week in Washington State, NASA and the FAA are testing new high-tech air traffic control technology. Well, more specifically, they're using Harrison Ford to test it. Hey, flyboys, nobody gives a fuck. A movie is in the works about this year's Super Bowl, signed to portray Bill Belichick. You guessed it, Rosie O'Donnell. Hey, Super Bowl, nobody gives a fuck. And the Insider hosts Debbie Metanopoulos and Louis Aguirre say they're sorry the show is being canceled. In a related story, two people you've never heard of are talking about a show you've never watched. Hey, Insider, whatever that is, nobody gives a fuck. Thanks, everybody. We have a new episode of the Reynolds Report for you every weekday. Be sure to check out NSS Live, starring Frank D'Angelo and his celebrity panel of guests, including the legendary Phil Esposito. Tuesdays and Thursdays, NSS Live.